video, I'm going to show you how to use checkboxes and how to create a list of remaining tasks for items that are unchecked. So in this example here, I have some doctors' names, and let's say they need to complete a packet. So I have a column here. And then over here in column E, I'm going to have a list of physicians that have not completed the packet. So the first thing you'll have to do is make sure that you have this developer tab right up here in your ribbon. And if you do not, what you can do is you can click on this little caret here, go to more commands, and it will open this ribbon and toolbar window. So then what you can do is you can click on ribbon, and then over here in main tabs, you'll want to check developer. Here on mine, it's already checked. I already have the tab. But if I didn't, I would go ahead and check it and press save. So now here in column B, cell 2, I am going to add a checkbox. So I'm going to click on my developer tab, and I'm going to click checkbox. And then it's going to ask you to click where you'd like the checkbox. And again, I want it right here in cell B2, so I'm just going to realign it. And then I'm going to also rename it. And I'm just going to call it done. Perfect. That's exactly what I want, but I do want it for the rest of these physicians here. So I'm going to hover over and get my fill tab and drag it down. So now it gave a checkbox for every single physician. The next thing I'm going to do, since I'm going to want to use this information in column B to fill out column E, I have to make a couple other changes. So I'm going to click within my checkbox here. It's a 2-finger click on a Mac or a right click on a mouse. I'm going to format. And then right here, I'm going to click checked. And then I want to link it to cell C2. And I'm going to say OK. So then when it's checked, it will say true. When it's unchecked, it will say false. Okay, now that I have formatted all of my checkboxes, so because they're all unchecked right now, they all show up as false. If I wanted to, I could enter a formula here so I know how many have been completed. So I'm going to do a count if formula. Our range is C2 through C10. Our criteria is true. So we want it to count if true. And now when it gets checked as true, it will change the count here at the bottom. The next thing I want to do is I want to create a list of physicians who still need to turn in the packet. So I'm going to insert a filter, so equal filter, and the array is our physician names. And then I want to include this column here if it's equals false. So now it shows how many physicians, and specifically a list of their names, that have not completed the packet. So anytime I check a checkbox, their name will be removed from the list here in column E. And this can be really helpful because if I just wanted to send out a quick email of physicians who still need to complete the packet, I could just copy and paste this into my email. And again, that list is just going to change as I check the boxes. So I feel like this is helpful, especially if my list was much longer. If there's only 9 physicians here, maybe it's unnecessary. But if my list was longer, I can see how this would be used and why I would want it. I could also use it for things just like a to-do list, or perhaps, I could use if someone is absent. I can have a list of students. I can mark if they're here or if they're absent, and then I can have a list of who was present that day or who was absent that day. So again, you can change this list to work for you, and checkboxes are really helpful in Excel. Thank you for tuning in.